How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. It's about 12:30. I'm just getting back to the farm. Had a couple things to catch up on this morning before Christmas. Got a little small project to do here while I got time. I've got some new hydraulic fittings to put on this chisel plow. It's a little too wet to be running right now, but we're thinking if it gets fit, we can run this as well as that disc ripper and maybe knock some acres out a little quicker. So I got to put these hydraulic ends on here. So I ended up having to take the ends, I think two of them. Yeah, it looks like I had to take two of these hydraulic fittings off of this chisel plow. Back in the spring, we pulled an old field cultivator out of the weeds that hadn't been used for a while, and it had John Deere fittings on it, and I needed some Pioneer fittings. So I just stole them off of here to get it running real quick. Decided to just buy some new ones to put on here so we can keep that field cultivator set up. So these are what you call Pioneer. It's just the hydraulic fitting that plugs into the tractor. Pretty sure all new tractors have Pioneer ends on them. Back in the day, each manufacturer kind of did their own thing. So John Deere had their own fittings. International Harvester had their own fittings. And you catch my drift. But everyone's pretty much switched over to these Pioneer fittings. So back about a month ago, I decided to buy myself a little bit of an early Christmas present. It's in the back of the truck here. I think it's pretty awesome. I'll show it to you. Look at that. So this is, I believe, a 26-inch triangle toolbox. It's made by Powerbuilt. They call it a rapid box. It's I've actually been wanting one of these for a while, and I found a deal on Amazon. This thing was only 300 bucks. It's a pretty heavy toolbox. I'm actually surprised. It's nice thick metal. It's powder coated. It's got hangers for all your sockets, hangers for wrenches, slots for screwdrivers and ratchets, pry bars, all that type of stuff. More sockets down here. Got a storage area for hammers, pry bars, stuff like that. I've got my impacts in here. Then this part, I can't do it one-handed, but this part actually lifts up and you got some stuff down there. I keep pliers and electrical tape, Teflon tape, stuff like that. But if you followed along in harvest, I just had a regular toolbox that you carry, and that was fine, but I found myself digging through it all the time and stuff would get buried, and it just wasn't quite as efficient as I'd like to be. So now I've got this set up, keep in the back of my truck. It's pretty much like a service truck now, so I really like this toolbox. If anybody else is interested in one, I'll drop the link to it down in the description. It's just on Amazon, so it's a pretty cool toolbox. Got this one started. The other one has an adapter on it to convert it over to O-ring fitting, so I'll have to pop that off real quick. Oh, that's too big of a wrench. Well, this isn't really the proper way to take fittings off, but I don't have the right size wrench because I'm still in the process of filling up my toolbox, so we're going to do it this way. Alright, come on. Does anybody ever think they could use an extra hand? Like if you had 3 arms? That would really help me out sometimes, and this is one of those times. That was easy. Where'd you go? I'll have to find that now. So whenever you're doing pipe fittings, you have to put this Teflon tape on there, and all it does is it seals the threads. That way it doesn't leak. You want to make sure you wrap it the right direction so that way it, when you tighten up your fitting, it doesn't unravel the tape, if you catch my drift. Here it is. And we should be good. You know what? That impact works pretty good to loosen that, so I'm going to use it to tighten it. Maybe not. Tight enough. There's one. Yeah, that third arm would be handy right now. I'd probably look pretty funny with 3 arms, but I need one. Come on. There we are. So I also bought a couple of these Bauer impacts from Harbor Freight. I think this one was like 75 bucks. Then this one, I got it on sale for like 85 or something like that. I originally bought this 3/8 drive one, just thought it'd be kind of handy for doing like sickle sections on the bean head, changing gathering chains, stuff like that. Well, then I saw this one on sale for 85. It's originally 120, I think. So I thought I might as well buy the 1/2-inch drive too. These are kind of lighter rated impacts. I think this one's rated at like 450 or 500 foot-pounds, and this one's 325, I think. But for general use stuff, it works pretty good. Dad bought that big earthquake one that's rated at like 1,200 foot-pounds. That's pretty awesome for when you really need to break something loose. But for what I work on, general stuff, these are pretty handy. I think what I'm going to do now is just I'm going to take the 8400, hook it up to this, and make sure all the hoses are good. Probably pull it up to the shed and check the tires. I'm sure they're probably low. And maybe grease it real quick. So let's get to work. I'm not sure if we'll actually run the 8400 on that chisel plow. It might not be heavy enough to handle it. Might have to put the 8430. Those two tractors are rated about the same horsepower, but the 8430 is weighted down a little more. This one has no weight whatsoever, no fluid in the tires, so it might slip a little more. In fact, I know it'll slip a little more, so this will work for moving it, but we might end up putting the 8430 on it. Grab my grease gun and throw some grease in this thing. Lot of grease, never fails. Back in business. I might have to lose my coat. It's getting kind of warm. For it being December, it sure is nice weather. Alright, I got everything greased. Time to check the tires. Huh? No, I'm talking to the camera. That one's just a little bit low. Sorry guys, my SD card got full, so you didn't get to see me fill up those 2 tires with air, but you know how it works. A little bit low. Exciting stuff. Perfect. Alright, tires are checked. I do have a safety stop. I don't like crawling around underneath implements unless we've got the safeties in, but the safety was installed last year when we got done with this machine, so safety first. Alright, well, the chisel plow's ready to go, grease, tires are good. I probably could flip those points over. These are dual-sided point. Once you wear one side out, you flip it over and wear the other side out. These are getting kind of worn, but they're not terrible yet, so we'll run them for a little while and then flip them. So my next quick little job, we got to put these shields back on the 8400. We had trouble with the parking brake solenoid a couple weeks ago. It just decided to shift into park and not let us move, so that's the solenoid right there. We got it swapped out, it's working now, so put the shields back on. So originally we called our dealer and they said to swap the parking brake solenoid with the mechanical front wheel drive solenoid. So that one is on this side of the machine, so we had to take all this off. So I'm going to slap that on real quick. It's just got 4 bolts and then the side shield slips on. So let's see. Yep, easy as that. Stripped out. 3 will have to be good enough. There. Well, anyways, short little video on a couple odd jobs. Got what I wanted to do done. We got this chisel plow ready, tractor's ready to go. Got that one, we've been running that one a little bit, so it's ready to go. So it's supposed to be in the 40s and 50s all week, so it's not going to be frozen enough to do anything. Hopefully after Christmas or maybe first couple weeks of January when it starts to freeze up again, we'll be able to get some more groundwork. It's nice to have these days where we don't have a whole lot going on, where we can just kind of get things ready, get things prepared for when it does get fit. So now we got 2 rigs ready to go. We can knock out some acres when the time comes. This will probably be my last video of 2019, so thank you all for following along. I know I've said this a million times, but I'm very appreciative of all the support that I've gotten, and I can't wait to see what 2020 brings. Really liking this YouTube thing, and I plan to keep it going for a while. So thanks for watching, have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year.